The town of Brookville, Kansas was settled in 1869, just shortly after the Kansas Pacific Railroad arrived in the area in 1867. The first settler of the town was John Crittenden, and the first buildings were the roundhouses and the shops of the railroad. In 1869, the railroad was wanting to make the town a vital shipping point and had the town surveyed and laid out. During its first year, the town was struck by an Indian attack. These Indians were upset that the railroad was invading their hunting ground. During this attack, citizens of the town fled to the roundhouse and quickly created a barricade. However, the Indians did not back down. Instead, they continued to attack and surrounded the building, trying to pile railroad ties around the shelter and set it on fire. In a rush, the railroad crew jumped aboard a steam engine and drove it into the roundhouse, causing the Indians to flee. The crew then headed into Salina to find help. By this time, the town was starting to take off. M.P. Wyman built the first house in the town, and George Snyder opened its first store. In 1970, the town increased its size twice. At this time, according to Legends of America, it was incorporated as a city of the third class, due to its quick increase in growth. William Brownhill was the first mayor of the town. During this time, 3 hotels also appeared. One of these hotels featured a restaurant which was called the Cowtown Cafe. This cafe was part of the Brookville Hotel, whose name eventually took over the Cowtown Cafe and was a successful place of business for almost 100 years. In 1870, a post office was established. The Brookville Hotel is currently in Abilene, Kansas, and serves up delicious family-style chicken dinners. Brookville is well known for being the last station on the Kansas Pacific Railroad west of Salina. This made it an important shipping point for cattle. Cattle were being driven along the Chisholm Trail up north and loaded onto freight cars to head east. Many cattle were shipped out at Brookville. In 1874, 2 brothers ended up dead in a saloon after an altercation with the saloon owner. The citizens quickly reacted with talk of lynching, and the saloon owner, Barney Bohan, was taken to jail in Salina. While there, the townsfolk of Brookville were still eager to lynch the saloon owner, but the sheriff protected him. Bohan was then convicted for murder for one of the brothers, but that conviction was appealed by the Supreme Court. However, he was convicted for the murder of the other brother and was sent to the Kansas Penitentiary to serve a life sentence. After a few years, however, he went insane and was admitted to the state insane asylum. Brookville reached its peak through the 1870s, reaching a population of 800 people. At this time, the town had 4 general merchandise stores, a furniture store, a hardware store, a jewelry store, a millinery, a wagon shop, a boot and shoe store, a drug store, a tobacco store, an elevator, a restaurant, a flour mill, 2 hotels, and a livery stable, as well as 2 lumber yards. Later this decade, the Brookville Transcript was published by Albin and Tupper. The town also had a Methodist church and housed a schoolhouse. In 1889, the railroad's roundhouse was moved to Junction City, causing the town to decline. By the end of the 1800s, the town's population was only at about 280 people. The town still had a bank, a newspaper, a post office, and a few other businesses, but most had left town or shut down. The town's population continued to fluctuate over the next century, and while other businesses left, the Brookville Hotel continued to survive. In 1894, Gus and May Magnuson bought the hotel and created its reputation for delicious food. However, in 1915, Helen Martin, the daughter of the couple, developed the family-style chicken dinners the hotel is so well known for. In 1933, Helen gained ownership of the hotel, which became well known among soldiers during World War II, who were housed at Camp Phillips and the Smoky Hill Air Base. After the war, along with the addition of Interstates I-70 and I-35, the town suffered again. The hotel was still able to persist, though, until 2000 when it moved to Abilene. Today, the town has a population of roughly 262 people. It holds home to Elseline Middle School High School, a couple truck shops, a taxidermy shop, a post office, the Sandstone Saloon, CK Ranch, and a few other small businesses. A lot of the old businesses, however, still stand, along with the old brick schoolhouse.